Hello friends, and welcome to the Film Fables channel. This is a retelling of the movie Final Destination 5. A bus on a bridge comes to a sudden stop. Sam inertially leans over and hurts his finger on the seat frame. At that moment, the song Dust in the Wind comes on the radio. A bad feeling creeps up on Sam. The bridge begins to collapse. Sam quickly grabs his girlfriend Molly and takes her off the bus. All the passengers on the bus get off as well. Peter sees his girlfriend Candace grab the railing, and before he can save her, Candace falls down with the debris of the bridge and crashes to her death. Sam grabs Peter and runs to the end of the bridge. Meanwhile, Isaac, who has been in the bus restroom the whole time, comes out and sees a completely empty bus that starts falling down. The bus with Isaac lying on the inside of the windshield falls into the water. Sam runs along with the others. Part of the bridge collapses right in front of them. Time is running out, and Sam carries his girlfriend across to the other side on a metal girder. He hears his co-worker Hannah screaming in panic. Hannah has lost her glasses and can't navigate without them. Sam rushes to her aid, grabs her and carries her across the beam. When she is already 1 meter from the finish line, the beam tilts and Hannah falls into the water. Immediately afterward, a car collapses on top of her. Sam turns around and sees another colleague being killed by a broken cable. The head of the sales department is burned alive by red-hot tar. Peter speeds up and jumps to the other side, grabbing the railing. Time is running out. The bridge begins to sway more violently. Sam sprawls and jumps like Peter, grabbing the railing. He sees the other half of the bridge completely collapse. As Peter and Sam try to get up, a truck begins to fall off the wobbly bridge, with rebar falling out of it first, piercing Peter's head. Then sheets of metal profile falling out of the truck, cutting Sam. Suddenly Sam regains consciousness on the bus, as if everything that happened was just a dream. The bus brakes abruptly. Sam leans over and hurts his finger on the seat in front. The same Dust in the Wind music plays. He realizes that this wasn't just a dream. He starts yelling that the bridge is about to collapse, but no one believes him because it's a super strong structure. Sam grabs his girlfriend and only she follows him. The warden tells Peter to get them back on the bus. Candace, Peter's girlfriend, goes to help him. Looking around, Sam is even more convinced that he is right. He rushes to the end of the bridge. Nate, Hannah, Isaac, and the warden get off the bus as well. At that moment, the bridge begins to crack. Everyone runs to the end of the bridge and barely escapes before the bridge collapses. Peter asks Sam how he knew about it, but the man can't answer anything. In the evening, Sam is interrogated by an FBI agent. The guy reports that he had a dream, but the detective does not believe him, suspecting that he arranged the bridge collapse. Another detective interrupts his questioning and says that the expertise showed that the bridge collapsed due to a combination of two factors: repair work and strong gusty winds. The next morning, all the surviving employees of the company come to the farewell ceremony of those who stayed on the bus. Everyone is still asking Sam how he knew about it. However, he tells them everything as it is. Peter realizes that everyone should be happy. After all, Sam is the reason they survived. As the boys lead the ceremony, the mysterious man tells them, "Death doesn't like to be tricked. Be extremely careful from now on." The man turns around and walks away. Peter calls him crazy and advises Sam to ignore it. However, Sam can't get his words out of his head. The evening before practice, Candace tells Peter that she is not ready to practice and she has a bad feeling about it. But coach will be furious if she quits. After all, the gymnastics competition is in 2 days. Peter cheers her up and tells her that she's just got a lot of nerves before the competition. She listens to her boyfriend and goes to class. Candace tells the coach that the room is too hot. The technician turns the air conditioner on full blast. He also plugs in a huge fan, but doesn't notice that the wire is damaged. Candace rubs magnesia on her hands. She does her ritual with the lucky rubber bands, and suddenly one of them rips. Candace senses something amiss. She climbs up on the log though and starts the program. At this time, a self-tapping screw on the air conditioner fan unscrews and falls onto the log. Candace doesn't notice it and successfully finishes the program without hitting the screw. But condensation from the air conditioner pipe starts dripping directly onto the wire. Candace stands next to it and the water gets to her feet. Another gymnast hands her a towel. She wipes herself off and throws the towel under her feet. avoiding death by electrocution. Candace moves to the uneven bars. At this time, another gymnast gets to work on the balance beam. She steps on a screw, falls and knocks over a bowl of magnesia. A fan blows up the magnesia. It hits Candace in the eye. Candace falls off the beam and falls on her head, breaking in half. Peter feels guilty for Candace's death. Upon learning of this, Sam comes to support Peter and sees the mystery man again. However, after turning away for a second, he sees that the man is gone. The next day, at work, Peter is about to get drunk with grief and offers his friends to keep him company. While they are drinking, Isaac rummages through the desks of dead employees, taking change from their piggy banks. In one of the boxes, he finds a ticket for a Thai massage course. He excitedly goes to the address on the ticket. He was expecting a hot masseuse, but an adult Asian woman works with him. He resents this, but the masseuse's skill makes him change his attitude. At the end of the treatment, the woman gives him acupuncture. She tells him not to move for half an hour and leaves. A little while later, the ashes of the aroma stick fall on the towel and it catches fire. Isaac yells for help, but no one hears. He tries to get up and accidentally falls needles down. The needles dig deeply into his body. The alcohol canister falls and the contents spill out. Someone at that moment calls him on the phone lying on the shelf near the candles. The vibration of the phone discounts the candle. The fire begins to spread. Isaac presses himself against the wall and sees that the flames are beginning to burn out. Isaac breathes a sigh of relief, but the shelf on the wall breaks off and a heavy statue of Buddha falls and kills him. Peter goes to Sam and informs him of Isaac's death. A crowd of gawkers has gathered outside the massage parlor. There, Sam sees the mysterious man again. He approaches him and asks him what is going on. The man tells them the truth. Sam and his friends were supposed to die in the bridge disaster, and now death is taking its toll. If they want to survive, they must sacrifice someone. Then they will take his place in this world and live as long as their sacrifice was destined to live. After that, the man leaves. Peter is very scared and says that they could die at any moment. Sam says that Molly won't die because in his vision, he managed to get her to the other side of the bridge and she survived. Peter's furious. Why did he save her in his vision and not someone else? Now they must all just wait for their deaths. After saying this, Peter leaves. The friends want to tell this to Hannah, who at this moment is about to have laser vision correction. But when everything is ready for the operation, the doctor realizes that his assistant has not printed out Hannah's data, and he goes to do it himself. As the doctor leaves, water gurgles in the cooler and knocks over the glass standing on it. The water from the glass causes a short circuit. The laser begins to gain power and activates. It burns out the iris of the eye. Hannah gets out of the clamp. In a panic, she stumbles and falls out the window. In the evening, Molly can't sleep and sees Sam writing something. He tries to reconstruct the sequence. He realizes that all of his friends die in the same sequence as in his dream. And if he's right, Nate will be next. At this point, during his night shift at the factory, Nate is challenged to a dialogue by a brash worker who was constantly bullying others. As they argue, Nate notices that the crane above their heads is about to collapse. He pushes his co-worker away and the crane kills him. Friends come to Nate's work to tell him about the death and see this picture. Peter asks, "Did you kill him?" Nate says it came out by accident, but in fact it was his fault. Peter, with anger, says, "He died for you and you're going to live the rest of his life." Whereupon Peter asks Sam who should be next. Sam doesn't have time to say anything as the wrench left by the worker gets caught on the belt of the machine and bounces into their boss's head at high speed. Sam says it was his turn. In the evening at his second job at the restaurant, Sam is very prudent. All the usual things seem deadly to him. After work, Molly comes to Sam's restaurant and he cooks dinner for her. He says that he has been offered an internship in Paris and calls Molly to go with him. Peter comes over to their place. He sits down at the table and drinks wine. He tells her that he tried to kill some of the bystanders, but he couldn't do it since it wasn't their fault. However, he says it's unfair that of their team, only Molly is destined to survive. He pulls out a gun and points it at Molly. Sam reacts and knocks over a table. They run into the kitchen away from Peter. He tells Molly to hide while he detains Peter. Peter doesn't want to kill Sam because he doesn't have long to live either. Peter knocks Sam out. At this time, a detective arrives, stands in front of Molly, and Peter shoots the detective in the back. Molly says he can leave because he sacrificed the detective and he doesn't need to kill anyone else. But Peter said she's a witness, and he's not eager to spend his newly acquired life in prison. Molly escapes. Sam comes to his senses and kills Peter. They hug, and Molly says that Sam will now live the life of Peter, who took her from the detective. Just as she finishes speaking, a stove-hot gun goes off and hits the glass next to Sam. They realize that everything worked and they can live in this world. 2 weeks later, Sam and Molly board a flight to Paris. Sam hears one of the passengers yell that the plane is going to explode. The passenger is being escorted off the plane. Sam looks at the boarding pass and sees the flight number, 180. Sam puts on his headphones and hears the song Dust in the Wind. Sam then accidentally pricks his finger. The airplane's engine catches fire and all the passengers die in the crash. At that moment, Nate and his co-workers memorialize their fallen comrade. One of the co-workers says that it's even better that he died that way, because in the autopsy, the pathologists found a damaged vessel in his brain that could have caused him to die at any second. As soon as a co-worker says this, the landing gear of the airplane drops onto the bar and kills Nate. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. Here you are waiting for a lot of interesting and exciting. See you in the next videos.